Tottenham and South Korean star Heung-min has just signed a new 4-year contract with the club, keeping him at Spurs until 2025. Reports are stating that Manchester City are now willing to wait for Harry Kane to get him for a cheaper price. 8 players are up for sale at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and reports are stating that Bryan Gil can't complete his move to Spurs until after the Olympics. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. In today's video, I'll be going through all of the latest Tottenham news, all of the rumours and all of the reports. And if you don't subscribe to the channel as yet, please do hit that subscribe button. Just before I get into today's video, make sure that you download the OneFootball app for all of the live football scores, results and news, as well as getting all of the latest Spurs news on this channel. You can also see it all here. Download the OneFootball app to keep up to date with everything Tottenham Hotspur, club news, transfer news, match information, videos, tables and results from all around the world. Don't miss out, and please do let me know what you think of this app. Just before I get into today's video, I would just like to thank everybody for subscribing to this channel and watching this channel on a regular basis. Of course, these last few weeks it has been very busy. Lots of official news from Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, lots of media reports and lots of rumours as well in the media. And something I thoroughly enjoy doing, running this channel, really do. I feel very passionate about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. If you watch this channel on a regular basis, you will know that. And I love going to see Tottenham home and away. Now, 2 years ago in 2019, I was very lucky to win the Football Content Award for the Best Club Content Creator. Well, the voting has just started for the 2021 award. So if you would like to vote, all of the details are below. You can vote via their website, on Twitter or Instagram. Now, let's start today's video with some fantastic news. Just in case you missed it, Friday morning, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club announced the following. We're delighted to announce that Heung-min has signed a new 4-year contract with the club, which will run until 2025. Talking about Heung-min new contract, he said, "It was already a big honour to play here for 6 years. The club have showed me massive respect, and obviously I'm very happy to be here. It's like home, especially with the fans, the players, the staff. There was no decision, it was easy. So I'm happy to be here and will be glad to see the fans again soon." Now, my thoughts on this wonderful news, it is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'll tell you what, Tottenham Hotspur want to be back in the Champions League, and we need players like Heung-min to get us back there, because he is a fantastic player, world-class player, and I don't use that phrase very often when talking about players, because it is used very often by people, by pundits, but it's not necessarily true. But Heung-min is a world-class player. He would get into any team around the world, and I'm absolutely delighted as a Tottenham Hotspur fan that Heung-min will be at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club for another 4 years. Constantly smiling, a true gentleman, a truly nice guy as well, and a fantastic footballer. Now, next up, I actually mentioned this story on this channel a couple of weeks ago, but it has now been officially confirmed by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. A report on the website states that a world-class contemporary art gallery dedicated to football is now open to the public free of charge in Warmonton House at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The magnificent and historic Grade 2 listed building that forms part of the Tottenham experience is now home to OOF, the biannual magazine that explores the relationship between art and football. OOF's debut exhibition is called Balls, a group show of football-themed sculptures from artists including Sarah Lucas, Marcus Harvey and Hank Willis-Thomas, alongside rising art stars like Lindsay Meddick and Kieran Leach. Now, as we all know, on Friday, Harry Kane was on the front of the Sun newspaper stating that Manchester City wanted to buy him for £160 million, and it stated that Harry Kane wanted to go to the Etihad Stadium. Well, today's back page of the Sun newspaper states that Manchester City are now willing to wait for Harry Kane transfer, with Etihad chiefs sure Spurs will lower the £160 million asking price. It states that Manchester City are ready to play the long game in their bid to sign England captain Harry Kane, and the champions will look to drive down the £160 million asking price set by Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy. Both Spurs and Harry Kane will wait to see if Manchester United can be tempted into a bidding war. Manchester City have no intention of meeting the eye-watering valuation, well over double their current transfer record, to sign Pep Guardiola's #1 target, yet they hope that Harry Kane's burning desire to move and Tottenham's need for cash will prove decisive. Later on in this report, it states that Harry Kane is due back at Tottenham for pre-season training early next month and is expected to force the issue. The Sun revealed on Friday how Harry Kane had been told that he could go during a meeting with Daniel Levy in the past week. Now, my thoughts on the Harry Kane situation. Of course, yesterday it was being reported that Harry Kane was going to be leaving this summer for Manchester City. It was just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and everything is done and agreed. And now, in today's report, it is stating that Manchester City are now willing to wait to get the player cheaper. I can't believe it, to be honest. £160 million. I said on yesterday's video that I felt that if Harry Kane did leave Spurs, not only would I feel disappointed personally, but £160 million is not enough. And I noticed, that a lot of viewers on yesterday's video, they said, £160 million is an awful lot of money. But I think that Harry Kane is worth a lot more than that. I really do. I think that we could be pushing over £200 million. He is the England captain. Performed very well in Euros. He has performed very, very well for us season in, season out. He is a world-class striker. And, that's twice in this video that I've used that term, world-class. Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, they are world-class players. Harry Kane and Heung-min Son could get into any team around the world. And when you think Harry Kane's ability, and you are guaranteed goals, no matter what team Harry Kane would play for, you are guaranteed goals. There is absolutely no question or doubt about that. And another thing is, Nuno Espirito Santo, when he took the Tottenham Hotspur job, he was assured by Daniel Levy and the board that Harry Kane was not for sale. So what I really want, and I've said this on previous videos as well, some time ago, I know Harry Kane's on holiday at the moment, but I think that we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks before Harry Kane comes back to training and then puts a tweet out or puts something out publicly and says, I'm a Tottenham Hotspur player, I'm very happy at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and I'm really looking forward to the new season. I really do hope, and I just wish that Harry Kane would hurry up and do that. But of course, he's on holiday at the moment. He's spending, time with his family, etc. But he knows that there's so much speculation about him possibly moving, away from Tottenham Hotspur, and he could squash these rumours very, very quickly by saying something very short and sharp on Twitter, on any social media outlet, or just saying something via the club's website, via Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But I just think that we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks before he comes back to Hotspur Way and then says, really looking forward to the new season ahead. A report has been published by the Daily Express, and they are stating that Tottenham are reportedly prioritising other signings while Bryan Gil represents Spain at the Tokyo Olympics. Spurs are understood to have struck a player plus cash deal for the attacker that will see Sevilla receive £21 million and Eric Lamela in exchange. Bryan Gil spent last season on loan at Eibar, where he netted 4 times in 28 appearances. The 20-year-old playmaker was expected to be part of Sevilla's first-team plans next season, following 2 seasons away on loan, gaining senior experience. But now Spurs have swooped to cherry-pick the youngster, although the deal has hit a roadblock. While everything is agreed, Bryan Gil can't officially complete his move to Tottenham until after the Olympics. Now, my thoughts on this very quickly. Bryan Gil to Tottenham Hotspur and Eric Lamela to Sevilla. Of course, Tottenham can't announce this deal until after the Olympics. This is what is being reported anyway. So we will just have to play the waiting game. As long as the deal is in the bag and Fabio Paratici has got this deal done, he can work on other deals. Why not? We need defensive reinforcements, as I've said so many times on this channel. So let's hope in the next week or so we have a few announcements from Spurs that we have signed some players in this transfer window. Another interesting report has been published by the Daily Express, and they are stating that 8 Tottenham Hotspur stars up for sale as Fabio Paratici launches summer revamp. Tottenham's new director of football has shown a ruthless streak with the club's fringe players. According to reports, Tottenham are willing to sell at least 8 of our first-team players this summer as part of Fabio Paratici's squad overhaul. He arrived from Juventus as Tottenham's director of football at the start of July and has already had a huge impact on the club. Later on in this report, it states that Paratici is now overseeing negotiations in the transfer market and Tottenham are actively looking to bring in new players. The club's first summer signings also close to completion, with Bryan Gil set to arrive from Sevilla in a £21.6 million deal, which will also send Eric Lamela to the Spanish club. Atalanta goalkeeper Pierluigi Golini is also on his way to London to seal a loan move with the option to make it permanent for £13 million. Meanwhile, Paratici is also negotiating for Golini's Atalanta teammate, highly rated centre-back Christian Romero. And according to Sky Sports, Spurs have made an offer of at least £34 million plus £8.5 million in bonuses, but an agreement is yet to be struck. The Daily Express then named the 8 players that could be up for sale as Paratici aims to complete an overhaul of this squad, which finished 7th in the Premier League last season under Jose Mourinho and then Ryan Mason. That means that Joe Hart, Serge Aurier, Toby Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Harry Winks, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Jack Clarke are all available for transfer. Serge Aurier is reportedly keen to leave Spurs and was linked with Paris Saint-Germain before their £60 million signing of Hakimi. And according to The Athletic, Toby Alderweireld is also happy to move on and has had interest from his hometown club Royal Antwerp and Ajax, as well as from clubs in Italy and Spain. Meanwhile, reports in Spain are suggesting that Sanchez had previously been offered to Sevilla as part of a deal for Jules Koundé. Now, my thoughts on this, possibly 8 players leaving the club this summer. We are going for a rebuild. And I tell you what, I think that we have to be ruthless as a club. We are going through a rebuild. We need to get back to those Champions League spots. And some of these players at our club just simply aren't good enough to be in the Champions League. It is as simple as that. I know some of us will be very sentimental about some players leaving, saying, "Well, no, actually, we don't want him leaving the club. We want to keep him. We want to keep him. We want to keep him." You ask many Tottenham Hotspur fans, they will give you a whole long list of players that they would like to see leave the club. And I think during this rebuild, Fabio Paratici, is doing a remarkable job at the moment, with all the players that he's being linked with and talking to. I've been at the friendlies so far against Leyton Orient and Colchester, and I've seen him there. And, supposedly he was at Enfield as well, the game that I was at, but I didn't see him at that game. But he is constantly on his phone. He is constantly working on transfers. You can see exactly what he's doing. He's not standing there talking to his wife or talking to his family on the phone. He's trying to get these transfers done. When I spoke to Fabrizio Romano a couple of weeks ago, he seemed to think that this signing of Fabio Paratici was the signing of the summer for us, because he is just going to do some remarkable work. So for someone like him coming in, doing all of this work of players coming in, it's so important that, players do head out the door as well. And when I see these names on this list, Joe Hart, Serge Aurier, Toby Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Harry Winks, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Jack Clarke, I think that most of those can go out the door. The only person that I'd probably want to save out of these 8 names is probably Toby Alderweireld. If we buy a couple of decent centre-backs this summer, then perhaps let him go. But up until that point, I would definitely keep Toby Alderweireld, because at this moment in time, I still believe that Toby Alderweireld is, he is our best defender. There's no question about that. Serge Aurier, I think that he has to leave this summer. He has to. He has said so many times, and I feel that he's been quite disrespectful, towards the club on a number of occasions about he wants to leave. If you keep saying you want to leave, then just go. Find a club and just go out the door, and let's get the money in, and then let's spend the money. Eric Dyer and Harry Winks, I've said many times on this channel, I think that their time is up at Spurs as well. But it's interesting because Eric Dyer has been given the captain's armband in both, first team pre-season friendlies so far. So I don't know, Eric Dyer and Harry Winks, can I see them leaving Spurs this summer? I can't see it myself. Although I would sell them if it was my choice. Cameron Carter-Vickers, I think that he 100% has to leave the club. I don't think he's anywhere near getting a first team spot under Nuno Espirito Santo, or indeed any previous manager. That's why he's been sent out on loan so often. Davinson Sanchez, I don't think he's quite good enough, and I'd offload him as well. You know, when you think we paid £42 million for him, that's an awful lot of money. And if you get anywhere near that back for him, you know, just think how much money we can invest back into the team. Jack Clark, I think, has been very, very unlucky. You know, he's a real star for the future. But, you know, when I think back as well, we didn't spend a penny for 518 days. And Jack Clark was that first signing after 518 days under Pochettino. Joe Hart, of course, he came in last season. If we're signing Golini, I don't think that Joe Hart needs to be at the club. So it is going to be a very, very interesting couple of weeks. Of course, the transfer window goes on until the end of August, so we still do have quite a bit of time to do our business. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below on everything I've spoken about in today's video. If you don't subscribe to the channel yet, please do hit that subscribe button. Stay safe and well. Enjoy your weekend. Until the next video, come on you Spurs.